Even though it's all water outside, once the apocalypse hit, that water was full of corpses and bacteria. It was completely undrinkable. I ordered 1,000 cases of bottled water, 500 big drums of purified water, and all kinds of canned food. Since these things are bulky and heavy, I had the sellers handle the delivery. Then I had them pile all that heavy stuff into apartment 3501 on the left. Watching the once empty place get packed with rice, flour, cooking oil, and bottled water in no time, it looked like a giant supermarket warehouse, and I finally felt a weight lift off my chest. Next came the household supplies: toilet paper, tissues, wet wipes, pads, shampoo, body wash, laundry detergent. They weren't heavy, but they took up space, so I bought them by the truckload and turned apartment 3503 on the right into a supply warehouse. Especially pads. I stocked up enough to last me 20 years. In the later days of the apocalypse, that stuff would be pure luxury, impossible to find even if you had money. As for the middle unit, apartment 3502 where I lived, I was going to keep my most important and most valuable supplies there. Early the next morning, I headed to the frozen food wholesale market and wiped out the premium stock from one frozen meat shop. Top grade M9 Wagyu, sliced lamb rolls, sliced beef rolls, cleaned up chickens and ducks, plus Boston lobster and king crab. Those things were delicate and had to stay frozen, so I went to the appliance store and bought 3 big French door refrigerators and 2 commercial upright freezers, then had them all installed in my second bedroom. I didn't have the movers handle the meat and seafood. I used a little cart and carried them home myself, trip after trip like ants moving food, carefully filling every corner of every freezer. This was the foundation of my life in the apocalypse, and I absolutely could not let anyone know I had this much meat. Besides food, power was also a huge deal. Big generators were too loud and diesel was hard to get, so I went with storage gear better suited for home use. I bought several high-capacity portable power stations, along with a few foldable solar panels. You could just lay them out on the balcony and they'd generate power. They weren't as strong as industrial generators, but they were enough to keep my fridge running and my phone lights on. I also bought dozens of large-capacity power banks, just to make sure my phone and tablet would always have juice. On top of that, I secretly went to an archery club. Buying guns was impossible, but in the apocalypse, a high-quality compound bow was definitely a long-range killer. I spent big and bought 2 top-tier compound bows, plus 300 carbon arrows. I even bought a few sets of stab-proof vests and riot helmets, plus a heavy-duty entrenching shovel, a multi-purpose survival knife, pepper spray, a stun baton, and an inflatable speedboat for emergencies. I hid all those life-saving tools in the easiest-to-reach spot under my bed. Anyone who dared come after my supplies would learn what a thorny rose really looks like. That night, while going over my supply list, I realized I still hadn't bought the most important thing: medicine. In the apocalypse, even 1 box of fever medicine would be worth more than gold. Thinking about that, I couldn't sleep that night, so first thing in the morning I started stockpiling medicine. I hit more than a dozen pharmacies across the city. Cold medicine, anti-inflammatory drugs, antibiotics, painkillers, vitamins, especially Yunnan Biao and iodine solution for wound care. I wiped out the stock of 3 pharmacies. I also got allergy meds, anti-diarrhea meds, and fever reducers. To avoid suspicion, I even hired a few delivery guys to help me buy them separately. These meds were small but valuable, and I locked them all in the safe in my bedroom. For 3 straight days, the 35th floor was buzzing nonstop. Delivery guys came and went in waves, but I was smart about it. I had them move all the heavy stuff into the empty units on both sides and told them those were company warehouses. My own front door stayed shut the whole time, and only when nobody was around did I secretly move some valuable supplies inside. After the last delivery guy left, I looked at 3501 on the left, packed with food and water, 3503 on the right, stuffed with household supplies, and 3502 in the middle, filled with frozen meat, seafood, and medicine. That feeling of sitting on a mountain of treasure was even better than winning the lottery. Once that was done, I called a guy who installed security doors. Not only did I reinforce my own front door, I also had the doors of the 2 neighboring units replaced with bank vault level mechanical keypad locks. I even had him weld thick bolts on the inside and open doorways connecting the 2 neighboring units so I could grab supplies without ever leaving the apartment. I also covered every window with the highest grade blast film and added thick soundproofing cotton. My place was now basically an unbreakable fortress, and by the time I finished everything, it was already the evening of day 3. I collapsed onto the leather sofa, sore all over. Sure, most of the heavy lifting was paid for, but the planning and cleanup over the last 2 days had still worn me out. I tore open a pack of beef jerky and started chewing while turning on the TV. The news was still calm and peaceful. The Weather Channel just casually said there would be rain soon. Nobody knew that once this rain fell, human civilization would be over. Right then, my phone rang. It was that disgusting little 3-person group chat. Jack sent a message: "Happy birthday, babe. You're the cutest little birthday star. Love you, Mua." Lucy sent a hongbao right after: "Babe, hurry back. We're waiting for you at that rental place of yours." Seeing those 2 messages, I felt sick to my stomach. Last life, I died in that rental apartment. This time, the script was mine to write. I went into the bathroom and planned to take a nice, relaxing bath because I knew that once the heavy rain started, the tap water would shut off fast. This might be my last chance to take a bath. I filled the tub all the way up and threw in some rose petals, enjoying the last quiet moment before the storm. While I was blow-drying my hair, Jack's call came in. Seeing the word babe flashing on the screen, I forced myself to answer. "Baby, where are you? Why haven't you come back yet?" His voice was still as sweet and gentle as ever. Listening to that fake tone, I looked out at the heavy clouds gathering outside and let out a cold smile. while sounding completely regretful. "Ah, Jack, bad timing. My mom suddenly misses me and she wants me to go back to my hometown and stay with her for a few days. I'm already on the high-speed rail, so there's no way I can make it back tonight." There was a clear pause on the other end, and then Lucy's voice cut in, all fake and sweet. "We bought a ton of food," I said casually. "You guys go ahead and eat. Don't wait for me. Eat it all if you want. It can count as my birthday meal." After hanging up, I could practically picture those two stuffing their faces in the rental apartment. That complex was in a low-lying area and was the first place in the whole city to get flooded. On top of that, its drainage system was terrible. Once the storm hit, the place would turn into a sea in no time. I hoped they enjoyed that meal, because it might be the last peaceful one they ever had. With a thunderous boom, a blinding bolt of lightning flashed past the window, and then huge raindrops started slamming hard against the blast-proof glass. I looked at the digital clock on the wall, 8:27 p.m. The apocalypse had officially begun. Then the three-person group chat exploded again. Jack sent a photo of a huge spread of food, with a birthday cake sitting in the middle.